I am Carol Wynn Whiteman, and today we'll be discussing money, in particular profit and loss, discounts, and VAT. Now, I know most of you would have your pencils and notepads ready and waiting, but for those of you who don't, quickly go get your notepads and pencils because we have lots of questions to do today. Let's begin. We are going to discuss profit and loss first. What's a profit? A profit is made when the selling price is more than the cost price. Let's explain. Let's suppose I have this marker, and this marker cost me $5. That will be my cost price. If I were to sell it to you for $7, I am going to sell it for more than the cost price, so my profit will be 7 subtract 5, which is $2. I would have made a $2 profit on this marker. Why? Because my selling price of $7 was more than my cost price of $5. Let's look at a loss. A loss is made when the selling price is less than the cost price. So let's say again, I have this marker, and the marker cost me $5. You want to buy this marker from me, and I sell it to you for $3. So I have now sold it for less than what it cost me, for less than the cost price. Therefore, I would have lost money. I would have made a loss of $2. 5 take away 3 is $2. So you need to keep this in hand. Remember this as we attempt our questions today. Our first question. Adrian bought a bicycle for $1,725. After a year, he sold it for $1,600. Calculate his profit or loss. Again, Adrian bought a bicycle for $1,725. That will represent the cost price. After a year, he sold it for $1,600. That will be his selling price. What should you determine? Which is more? Was his cost price more than his selling price? Yes. So first, did he make a profit or a loss? He made a loss. Let's calculate how much he made. $1,725 subtract $1,600. So we are going to calculate how much money he lost when he sold his bicycle. 5 take 0 is 5. 2 take nothing is 2. 7 take 6 is 1. And 1 take 1 is 0. So Adrian made a loss of $125. Now we need to get this right as we move along. Let's go. His cost price was $1,725. He sold it for less than the cost price. Therefore, a loss is made when the selling price is less than the cost price. So our selling price is $1,600, but our cost price was $1,725. So therefore, Adrian made a loss of $125. Now let's look at our second question. After selling a table for $599, a store owner made a profit of $150. What was the original cost of the table? Let's read it again. After selling a table for $599, so what price was that? Yes, that was the selling price. So the selling price was $599. So after he sold it for $599, a store owner made a profit of $150. So his profit was $150. What does the question ask us to find? What was the original cost of the table? In fact, the question is asking us to find what was the cost price. That's what we have to find. Let's go back to our chart. If he made a profit of $150, then it means that the selling price is more than the cost price. In other words, the cost price would be less than the selling price. Therefore, to work out the cost price of this item, we will need to subtract. So when we subtract, let's see what we get. 9 take away 0 is 9. 9 take 5, 4. 5 take 1, 4. Did you also get 449? Was the cost price less? Yes, it was. It was less by $150. Therefore, did the store owner make a profit? Yes. Why? His cost price was less than the selling price. Or in other words, he sold it for more than he paid for it. It cost him $449, but he sold it for $599, thereby making a profit of $150. So you have to read your questions properly. Not because you see the word profit, you will just go and add 150. The question says, after he sold the table, he made a profit. Therefore, the cost price had to be less, so operation was subtraction. So our answer, the original cost was $449. Moving along, let's take it up a notch. Again, read along with me while I read the question. Samuel bought 500 oranges for $200. He realized that 80 were rotten and threw them away. He then placed the remainder into heaps of 5 and sold each heap for $4. If all the heaps were sold, calculate Samuel's profit. We're going to read this again to ensure that you understand what we are looking for. Samuel bought 500 oranges for $200. He realized that 80 were rotten and threw them away. He then placed the remainder into heaps of 5 and sold each heap for $4. If all the heaps were sold, calculate Samuel's profit. Right, so one time we know that Samuel made a profit. Therefore, we know if he bought them for $200, he made a profit, so he must have sold them for more than $200. Let's begin. The first thing we know is that he bought 500 oranges for $200. So our cost price would be $200. Agreed? What else we know? 80 were rotten and he threw them away. So our total oranges that we now have, we had 500, rotten were 80, so therefore he now has 500 less 80, which would be 420 oranges. So we are now dealing with 420 because 80 were rotten, he threw them away. What's the next step? He then placed the remainder into heaps of 5. What should we do now? Put the 420 into heaps of 5. So let's see how many heaps we will get. number of heaps we will get would be 420 divided by 5, because we are taking 5 away every time and putting them in a heap. Remember, repeated subtraction is division. So let's see how many heaps we will get. 5 into 5, 1. 5 into 42, 8 5s are 40, and 2. 5 into 24. So Sammy got 84 heaps, and each heap had 5. But we're not done. Good. So he now has 84 heaps. So he sold 84 heaps, and each one of the heap he sold for $4. So we now have to multiply 84 by $4. 4 4s are 16. 4 8s are 32, and 1, 33. So when Samuel sold the 84 heaps, he made $336. Is that what his sum is asking? If all the heaps were sold, calculate Samuel's profit. Remember, a profit is made when the selling price is more than the cost price. If you remember, the oranges cost him $200, but they were sold for $336. Thereby, his profit would be $336 minus the $200. Are you there? Yes, so let's work that out. 336 minus the 200 will leave us with $136. So Samuel's profit was $136. Let's go through the steps once more. The first thing we must realize, if he bought the oranges for $200, that $200 represents our cost price. Of the $500, 80 were rotten, so therefore he threw them away, so he was left with $420. The sum further states he placed them into heaps of 5. So he was taking 5 out every time and putting them in a heap, repeatedly subtracting 5, and you know that repeated subtraction is division. When we divide it by 5, we are going to get 84 heaps. Furthermore, Sam sold each heap for $4. Therefore, selling the 84 heaps at $4 for one heap, he earned $336. If our cost price is $200 and the selling price is $336, let's refer to our chart. The selling price is more than the cost price. Therefore, he made a profit of $336 minus $200, $136. Let's move on. We are moving on now to our discount. What is a discount? I'm sure you've been listening and hearing about sales and discount. Let's see. A discount is a reduction in the cost of an item. Again, simply put, a discount is a reduction in the cost of an item. Let's go. A bag is advertised as shown below. $240 less 30%. How much is the discount in dollars? A bag is advertised $240 less 30%. How much is the discount? Now I want you to be very careful. The question is not asking for the cost of the bag. The question is asking for the discount. How much is the discount? 30%. But we want the discount in dollars, in money. So let's work. We can work 30% off the $240. Isn't that so? That's the discount. Let's go. 30% off $240. 10 into 100, 10. 10 into 30, 3. 10 into 10, 1. 10 into 240, 24. 3 times 24 is 72. And 1 times 1 is 1. So our discount is $72. Easy as pie, not so? Let's go again. 30% is the discount. It is less 30%. The question does not ask for the cost of the bag. The question just asks for the discount. Be careful. So all we are working out is 30% of the 240. 30% of 240 works out to be $72. So the answer to the question, the discount is $72. Let's move on. The original price of the television set shown is $2,100. It's on sale. There is a 20% discount. What is the sale price? Let's go again. The original price of the television set shown is $2,100. It's on sale with a 20% discount. What is the sale price? What's the first thing that you will think of? Yes, the sale price will be less than the cost price of $2,100. So let's go. If the discount is 20%, let's work out the discount. The discount is 20%. 20% of the original price. So if the cost price or the original price is $2,100, let's work out the discount. The discount will be 20% of $2,100. So you work it out with me. 100 into 100, 1. 100 into 2,100, 21. And 21 times 20 would give me 420. So the discount is $420, but that's not what the question asks. The question asks for the sale price. So the sale price will be $2,100 minus the discount of $420. See if you're there with me. We worked out the discount, which is $420. So the price of the television will be $420 less. So let's see what this sale price works out to be. $2,100 subtract 420. 0 takes 0. 0 cannot take the 2, so we're taking from the hundreds column. 10 take 2, it's 8. And 20 take 4, 16. So therefore, the sale price works out to be $1,680. However, I know there are some of you who will tell me that if the discount is 20%, then the cost will be 80%. Am I right? If you are getting a 20% discount, then you're only going to pay 80% of the cost. Let's see if that works out. 80% of $2,100. 100 into 100, 1. 100 into 2,100 is 21. And when I multiply 21 by 8, I'm going to get 1680. So I will get the same answer. Whether you work out the discount and subtract, or if you're getting a discount of 20%, then the cost of the item is going to be 80%. Because when I add my 20% and my 80%, I should get back my whole of 100%. So 80% will give me the answer $1,680. Let's have a look at this question here now. Identical stoves were on sale at 2 stores. The marked price of the stove, $4,400. That's the cost price. At store A, you got 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off the reduced price. At store B, you got 20% off the marked price. So both stores are giving you a discount. It's just that the discount is coming in 2 different forms. At store A, you're getting 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off the reduced price. I want you to pay attention to this. It says a further 10% off the reduced price. And at store B, it is a simple 20% off the marked price. Before we attempt the question, I want you to think and tell me which store you think offers a better deal. 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off, or 20% off? In fact, try to answer the question. Is 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off the same as 20% off? We're going to find out. Sure working to support your answer. So let's start at store A. Yes, the marked price of the stove is $4,400. Let's put that down. The marked price is $4,400. We're going to start with store A. So store A. Store A says, take 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off the reduced price. So let's take 10% off the marked price. So we are taking 10% off the $4,400. Let's work that. 10 over 100 times 4,004 over 1. 100 into 100, 1. 100 into 4,400 is 44. And 10 times 44 is 440. But that's not the answer. That is off. So we need to now take that away from 4,400. So when we subtract 440, 0 take 0 here. 10 take 4 is 6. 3 cannot take 4, so we're taking 1 from the 1,000 column. 13 take 4 is 9. So when we take 10% off the marked price, it comes up to $3,960. But that's not all. We now have to take a further 10% off the reduced price. So our reduced price is now $3,960. So we need to take 10% off that. 10% off $3,960. Let's work that. 10% of $3,960. 10 into 10, 1. 10 into 100, 10. 10 into 10, 1. 10 into 3,960 is 396. So we are getting $396 off. Off which one? Off the reduced price. So let's find out how much that works out to be. You're going to subtract 396. 0 take 6 cannot. We're taking from the tens column. That's a 4. 9, that's an 8. 15 take 9 would be 6. 8 take 3, 5. 3 take nothing, 3. So our final price, or our sale price at store A is $3,564. Are we in agreement? Let's go to store B. Store B says 20% off the marked price. So for store B, we are going to take 20% of the marked price, $4,400. Let's work that. 100 into 101, 100 into 44, 100 is 44. And when we multiply 44 by 20, we're going to get 880. So we're going to take $880 off the marked price. So 4,400 subtract $880. That will give us a naught. That's a 2. 13 take 8 would give us 5 and 3. So at store B, our sale price is $3,520. So let's compare. The question asks, which store offers the better deal? At store A, the sale price is $3,564. And at store B, the sale price is $3,520. So what's the answer to my question? Which store gives the better deal? Of course, store B. Our answer, store B. Now, answer my question. Is 10% off the marked price and a further 10% off the same as 20% off? No, it's not. In fact, you have just worked out that 20% off is a better deal than taking 10% off and a further 10% off. Now, boys and girls, we're on to the final part of our today's session, value-added tax. What is value-added tax? Or, as we like to say, VAT. Value-added tax is a charge imposed by the government on certain goods and services. Let's read that again. Value-added tax is a charge imposed by the government on certain goods and services. In some countries, it is 10%, in some 6%, but in Trinidad and Tobago, value-added tax is 12.5% of the cost of the goods or service. Now, some of you may ask, why do we have VAT? VAT is one way the government earns money. In Trinidad and Tobago, our VAT is 12.5%. But I'm going to make it easy for you. We are not going to work with 12.5%. We are going to change that to a fraction. Now, most of you know that 25% is a quarter. I'm sure you remember that. Now, 12.5 is half of 25. So 12.5% will therefore be half of a quarter, which is 1/8. So for our lesson for today, we are using value-added tax as 1/8. Even though we know it's 12.5%, we have just discovered that 12.5% is 1/8. So let's move on. Our first question. Marsha purchased a fan which was advertised at $344 plus VAT. And again, in Trinidad and Tobago, 12.5%. But what would we just work out? We just worked out that we are going to use 1/8. The question asks, how much money was paid in VAT? Now, the advertised price or the cost price of the fan, the cost price was $344. The question is only asking for the VAT. So the value-added tax would be 1/8 of $344. Let's work that out. We can try 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 34, 4 8s are 32, and there's a remainder of 2. And 8 into 24 is 3. 1 times 43, 43. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 into 43 is 43. So how much money did Marsha pay in VAT? Our answer, Marsha paid $43 in VAT. Now that's what the question asks. The question did not ask the price after VAT. The question simply asks how much money was paid in VAT. Be very careful. Let's go over that again. The cost of the fan was $344 plus VAT. In Trinidad and Tobago, VAT is 12.5%. But we have established that 12.5% is the same as 1/8. So to find the answer, the question simply asks us for the VAT. So we are going to find 1/8 of the $344. That worked out to $43. So the question asks, how much money was paid in VAT? Our answer, Marsha paid $43 in VAT. Let's move on. Again, read along with me at home. The cost of a cell phone is $880 plus VAT. Remember, VAT is 12.5%, and I'm going to remind you again that the 12.5%, 1/8. What is the final cost of the cell phone? So what is this I'm asking us? Are we to find the VAT alone? No. We are to find the cost of the cell phone after we have added the VAT. How are we going to do this question? The sum says plus VAT. Therefore, the first thing we should find is the VAT, not so? So let's find the VAT. The cost price is $880. The value added tax would be 1/8 of $880. Let's work that. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 8, 1. And 8 into 0, 0. 1 times 110 would be 110. 1 times 1 is 1. So the VAT on the cell phone is $110. Is that what the question asks? No. The question asks for the final cost of the cell phone. So the final cost of the cell phone would be the price of the cell phone plus the VAT, which will bring us to a total of $990. Let's do that over. The first thing we need to find is the VAT. The VAT is 1/8 of the cost. When we work out the VAT, it worked out to be $110. But the sum asks us for the final cost of the cell phone, which means we have to now do the plus VAT part. We have to add the VAT to the cost. When we add the VAT to the cost, it will come up to $990. But boys and girls, do you know that there's another way to do the same sum? Let's see. If the cost of the cell phone is $880 and the value added tax is 1/8, then we can say that the final price or the final would be 1 1/8 of the cost. Let's do that over. If the cost of the cell phone is $880 and we are adding 1/8 to it, then the final cost will be 1 1/8 the cost of the cell phone. Not so? Let's work that out. 1 1/8 of $880. 8 ones are 8 and 1, 9 over 8 times $880. 8 into 8 is 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 0, 0. When we multiply 9 by 110, we are going to get 990. So right away, we can get the price or the cost of the cell phone after VAT. So the cost after VAT, value added tax, would be $990. So there are two ways you can do the same problem. You can find the VAT and add it on, or you can add on the VAT before and work it out, and you can get the price with VAT included. The choice is yours, whichever one you are comfortable with. Again, you can work out the VAT and add it to the cost, or if the cost is $880, that represents the whole, and you're adding 1/8, so the final cost of the phone will be 1 and 1/8. So we simply work out 1 and 1/8 of the cost, which comes up to the price with the VAT already included, $990. And our final question. This question, we're going to incorporate discount with our VAT. Let's go. Mrs. Brown bought the refrigerator shown below. The price of the refrigerator, $4,000, and there's a 20% discount. Remember from our previous lesson, a discount means you are going to pay 20% less. If Mrs. Brown had to pay VAT of 12.5% on the discounted price, what was the final cost of the refrigerator? Some key points to remember here. If Mrs. Brown had to pay VAT on the discounted price, what is the discounted price? That is the price after she gets a discount of 20%. We want to find the final cost of the refrigerator. So what do you think is the first thing we need to do? The first thing we need to do is to find the discounted price. Do you remember how we do that? Of course. We must find 20% and subtract, or for some of you, if there's a 20% discount, then she will only be paying 80%. So we are going to do it both ways. Let's go. The price is $4,000. Our discount is 20%. So let's work out our discount. 20% of $4,000. 100 into 100, 1. 100 into 4,000, 40. And when we multiply 40 by 20, we are going to get $800. So Mrs. Brown is getting a discount of $800. So let's work out the discounted price. So the discounted price would be, yes, the $4,000 less $800. Let's subtract 0, 0, 4. That will give us 10 take 8 is 2, and that's the 3. So the discounted price would be $3,200, $3,200. Our sum is not finished. She now has to pay VAT on the discounted price. So let's work out the VAT. The value added tax would be 1/8 of $3,200. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 32, 4. 8 into 0, 0. 8 into 0, 0. That works out to be $400 VAT. We are still not finished. What was the final cost? So the final cost of the refrigerator would be the discounted price. Remember, she got 20% off, plus her VAT of $400, which gives us a final cost of $3,600. Let's look at that again. The first thing we found was the 20% discount. The 20% discount worked out to be $800. She's getting VAT on the discounted price. She has to pay the VAT of 12.5 or 1/8. So we are working out 1/8 of $3,200. Why aren't we working out 1/8 of the 4,000? Because the sum says on the discounted price. So it's important we find the discounted price first. The value added tax Mrs. Brown has to pay is $400. Therefore, the final cost of the refrigerator would be the $3,200, which is the discounted price, plus the VAT of $400, which works out to be $3,600. But let's look at it another way. If she's getting a discount of 20%, then she's only going to be paying 80%, yes. So if the price of the refrigerator is $4,000 and she's getting a discount of 20%, then she's only going to pay, that's correct, 80%. So we can find 80% of the $4,000. Let's see what that will work out to be. 100 into 101, 100 into 4,040. When we multiply 80 by 40, we are going to get 3,002. So it means that the discounted price is $3,200, which is the same thing we got here. But do you remember how we did the VAT previously? Yes, we added it on. So if the price is now $3,200 and the VAT, value added tax is 1/8, then she is going to pay, excellent, 1 1/8 of the discounted price. Let's work that out. 9/8, when we convert our mixed number to an improper fraction, and we are going to multiply that by 3,200. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 32, 4. 8 into 0, 0. 8 into 0, 0. When we multiply 9 by 400, we are going to get $3,600. So whichever way you choose, whichever way you understand, you will get the same final cost of $3,600 for the cost of the refrigerator. I want you to pay particular attention on this discounted price. Remember, the discounted price is the price after she gets the 20% discount. Boys and girls, we have come to the end of our lesson today on profit and loss, discount, and valued added tax. I wish you great success in your exams. See you next time. Goodbye.